Hi everyone! In this video, step by step I will show you how to create a script for interactive furniture replacement using blueprints. We will build an animated menu interface with option selection and also add the mechanics to transition from the project to the Amazon online store. This will allow the user to check the availability and cost of each furniture option without leaving the project. I will be creating a furniture replacement mechanic in my apartment project. You can find the completed blueprint from this tutorial in the description. To master the art of crafting impressive interactive designs in Unreal Engine, I suggest enrolling in my course Interactive Visualization for Architects, Designers and Visualizers. You can find the course link in the description. Well, let's move on to script creation. First, ensure that you have created a collision for all static meshes, so that during character movement it does not fall through the floor or pass through objects. Let's add a character to the scene from the engine's pre-installed content. Press Add Feature or Content Pack, select First Person, and then add it into the project. In the content browser, new folders related to the added character have appeared. Go to the First Person, Blueprints folder and drag BP First Person character into the scene. Place it in the place where you would like the game to start. Now let's perform a quick setup so that you can control the created character when the project starts. Select the created character and in the settings change After Possesses Player to Player 0. If you run the game now, you may notice that the character remains in one place and doesn't move. Go to the project settings. Find the Maps and Modes tab. Under Default Game Mode, choose BP First Person Game Mode from the list. Now everything should work when you launch the game. I imported 3 variations of a sofa into the scene. They can be deleted from the scene, since we need to create a new blueprint actor for interaction with them. Create a new folder to store related objects. Next, right-click, select Blueprint Class, Actor. Name it BP Furniture. Double-click to open and edit it. In the components list, add 3 static mesh components. Name them Sofa 1, Sofa 2, Sofa 3. Now you need to add the furniture assets to each component. Choose Sofa 1. Static mesh. From the list select your asset for the first option. Repeat the same process for the remaining components. Now I need to configure the default visibility. For Sofas 2 and 3, disable visibility, since I want only Sofa 1 to be initially visible. To do this, select the component, and on the panel on the right find and disable the visibility parameter. Now you need to add another crucial component, Box Collision. This invisible trigger will serve 2 functions. Firstly, it will trigger the event to display the widget with a call to action. Secondly, it will check whether the character is close to this actor. This is necessary so that when the action key is pressed, the script works only with this actor, while in your scene there may be multiple actors programmed for the same key. Scale the collision to define the desired boundaries for interaction. Press Compile to apply the changes. Close the editor. Now let's move on to creating the widget that will display the call to action when the character approaches the furniture actor. Right-click, select User Interface, Then choose Widget Blueprint. User widget. Name it BP, press E. Let's move on to editing the widget. From the palette panel, first add a canvas panel to define the screen boundaries. Then find and add text. Configure the text to be anchored at the bottom of the screen using anchors. Set the position X and Y values to 0. Adjust the text position relative to the anchor using alignment. Now change the text to press E. Adjust the font size and thickness using the Font tab. To make the widget more interesting, I also add an animated component, Circular Rubber. Like the text, I'll adjust the size, anchoring and position. The widget is ready. Press Compile to apply the changes. Play the furniture actor in the scene. Let's move on to creating a blueprint to display the Press E widget when the user approaches the sofa. Open the BP Furniture Actor editor. Go to the Event Graph tab. Remove the preset events. On the components list, select Collision. On the right panel, find the Events tab and add the events on Component Begin Overlap and on Component End Overlap. The first one triggers an event when the character intersects with the collision. The second one triggers when the character exits it. On Component Begin Overlap event, let's display a widget. Find and drag the Create Widget function. For class, choose the Press E widget from the list. For owning player, use getPlayerController. Let's store the return value in a variable, so that the widget is always accessible. Give the variable a name. Now we can use the widget from variable at any time. From the variable, drag Add to Viewport. Next, configure the widget's visibility. From the variable, drag a function Set Visibility. Use double-click to create additional nodes. Set isVisibility to Visible. Apply the changes and let's test it. Now, when the user intersects with the sofa's collision, the widget appears, but it will always remain on the screen. Let's improve this. Go back to the actor editor. On the OnComponent End Overlap event, let's add logic to make the widget disappear when the user exits the collision. Drag the widget variable into the workspace, getWidget. From the widget, pull out Set Visibility. And set its visibility to hidden. Now I want to improve the widget display script a bit. Currently, the widget will be shown all the time while the user is inside the collision. I want it to be displayed for 3 seconds and then disappear, even if the user continues to stay inside the collision. To achieve this, in the OnComponent Begin Overlap sequence, I will add a delay node with a duration of 3 seconds. From the widget, drag Set Visibility. Is visibility set to hidden? Click Compile to apply. Let's see what we get. Now the script mechanics work well. Next step is creating an animated menu widget with furniture options. Create a new widget. Add a canvas panel. Then add a border. This will be background for the menu. Set the anchor to the left edge of the screen. Zero out position X and offset top. Set the menu width, size X, to 450. In the border settings, find brush color. Set the color and transparency. Now add a vertical box with the same anchoring and the width settings at the border. Inside the vertical box, add 7 buttons. Next, I will add images to the project for furniture options and menu buttons. The furniture and button images have two versions, regular and brighter. This is necessary to customize the bottom state when the mouse cursor hovers over them. Let's move on to configuring the first button. This will be the menu close button. Size Auto. Horizontal and vertical alignment. Now let's add the button image. State normal. I will choose an image for the normal state. Set the image size. Change the draw as type to box to remove rounded corners. Now for the hovered state, configure it in the same way, but choose a different image. The next button is the button for the first sofa. Size, Fill, Horizontal and vertical alignment. Now I will choose images for the normal and hovered states. Remove the rounding of the edges. Just need to set some padding above and below so that the buttons are not so close to each other. In the padding tab I will set the top and bottom margins. The sofa option button is very stretched, but after you configure the remaining buttons, the size of each button with the fill parameter will be adjusted automatically. Let's move on to the button with a link to the online store. I will configure this button exactly the same way as the others. Size Auto. Horizontal and vertical alignment. Now the image and size for the normal and hovered states. Padding, I will set the right margin. This is the final look of the menu. The remaining buttons have the same settings. Now let's create an animation for a smooth appearance of the menu from the left side. For this we will need the Animation tab. Click on the Animation button to create a new animation. Give a name. Next, click on Track to add components that will be animated. I will add border and vertical box, which contains all the menu elements. Now it's time to create animation keys. Click on the plus icon to the right of the border component and choose Transform from the list. Move the slider to 0 and set the X value to -465. Press Create key, this will move the menu beyond the screen. Move the slider to 0.40 and return the X value to 0. Now do the same for the vertical box. The animation is ready, apply the changes. Now let's move on the logic for the action in the character's blueprint. Find the folder First Person, Blueprints, BP First Person Character. Open Event Graph. With the right mouse button, find a new keyboard event for the E key. At the initial stage, it is necessary to check whether the character intersects with the collision of the actor with the sofas. This is a crucial part that allows applying the action only the actor near which the character is located. There may be multiple interactive actors in your project assigned to the same action key. However, you will interact with them only when the character is in a close proximity to them. First, we need to take the actor with the furniture. To do this, use the getActorOfClass node. Choose the furniture actor for the class. From the return value, extract isOverlappingActor capsule component. Now, continuing the logic, let's add a branch node. Connect isOverlappingActor to the condition. The branch node performs a direct check. If the character is overlapping, the branch sends the logic down the true path, and if not, it goes down the false path and no actions are performed. From the true slot, drag Create Widget node. Set the class to the menu widget. From the return value, promote it to a variable. Give the new variable a name. Also, from the return value, add it into the viewport. Next, create a play animation node to initiate the menu widget's animation playback. In the animation field, locate the animation with the name you specified when creating the menu animation. Disable Content Sensitive to see the complete list. Now from the left panel, take the widget variable and connect it to the target. Apply the changes and let's see how it works. Now when the E key is pressed, the widget appears only when the character is near the sofa. Next, we need to add the appearance of the cursor and disable game mode while the widget is open. Go back to the character editor. Find Set Input Mode UI Only function. This function allows you to switch control inside the widget. Player Controller. Use getPlayerController. For InWidget to focus, use the variable for the menu widget. Now let's add the appearance of the mouse cursor. Disable Content Sensitive. Set Show Mouse Cursor. Target getPlayerController. Activate it. Let's check how it works. After the menu appears, the cursor is displayed and control transitions into the widget space. Now it remains to set up the logic for the menu buttons. Open the menu widget editor. Switch to Event Graph. Delete the preset events. On the left panel, select the first button responsible for the closing the menu. In the Events tab, create an clicked event. To hide the menu, play the animation in reverse. Add the play animation function. Target, Self. Animation. Furniture menu animation. Play mode. Reverse to play the animation in reverse. Next, restore the game control mode, but before that I will add a delay so that control returns not immediately, but after the menu is hidden beyond the screen boundaries. Set the duration to 0.4, which equals the length of the menu animation. Add a note, set input mode game only. Player controller. Get player controller. Show the cursor. Set show mouse cursor. Deactivate show mouse cursor. Target get player controller. Check how the first button works. The close button and animation work perfectly. Let's move on to creating the logic for the button to select the first furniture option. Select the second button and create an clicked event. Use get actor of class. Class furniture actor. From the return value, get all three furniture options. In the Variables tab, add three options. For the first sofa, assign visibility using Set Visibility. Activate New Visibility to make the sofa visible. For the others, disable visibility. Add another Set Visibility node to disable the visibility of the other two sofas. Following this logic, let's add actions for the other two buttons. Next button, button 3. Just copy the logic. Reassign visibility so that sofa 2 is visible and the others are hidden. Done. In the same way, configure the last option. Sofa 3 is visible and the others are not. Now let's see how it works. Each button now displays the assigned furniture option. Let's return to the editor and complete the simplest part of the tutorial. Add links to the online store page for each of the options. Button for the first link. Add an action. Now go to the product page and copy the URL. In the editor, find Launch URL node. Paste the copied link into URL field. Do the same for the other two buttons. Congratulations, now everything is ready. Let's see the final result. I trust this tutorial proved beneficial for you. Remember to click the like button, drop a comment and subscribe to the channel. Looking forward to seeing you in upcoming videos.